It's another LUKE-N-SHAE'S Plays podcast production. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and be sure to turn on your notifications to let you know when we're dropping another banger, hot LUKE-N-SHAE'S Plays podcast video. Hey, what's good? Hope everybody's blessed and feeling good this day anyway. I'm hoping everybody feels good every day, actually. But anyway, I got another hot banger video. But before we get started, let me remind you to like, share, and subscribe. I definitely need for you to do those things just to get us in the algorithm so our videos get out and reach everyone. Matter of fact, I would love for you to like more than you actually subscribe, because the more the video get out, more people see it, maybe they'll subscribe. But no, anyway, I would love for you to subscribe first, be the first one to subscribe, and share with your family. Because since you're enjoying the content, we're putting out some great stuff here. So definitely, and we enjoy it, because we enjoy it. So definitely share it. You know what I'm saying? Put it out there. Let the people know what's going on with you. You know what I'm saying? This is how we do it up here. But anyway, like I said, we want to get to the good part. We want to definitely got another banger video for you. I don't want to call it too much of a banger. It's coming off of the Fox 5 News, where a young man unalived his stepdad. And it kind of goes into that whole thing of, again, when you go into any woman's life and you become the stepfather, per se, this is one of the fears, or maybe one of the things you could possibly run into as a stepfather. I mean, I don't know the story. That's why we're going to sit down and break it down, see what happened here, and see what, just give our comments. And you can comment as well. You can hit down in the comment section. Make sure you leave a heart, a like, whatever. Let me know what you think. Because it's important to, like I say, let us know what you feel about topics. Some of these things are just, it is what it is in today's time. So, we have to, we want to see what people, and just get feedback on how, you think, what you think it is. So, as parents, like I say, you go into a relationship with anybody, that has kids, and you're a father and you're not their father. So yeah, you gotta go into things with a little caution, maybe. Think about it. Unless you get the child really young and you've been with the child most of his life, it might be a little different. I don't know what the case in this right here is, but it can vary with different things. So like I said, the young lady is pleading for the mother is pleading for her son to turn himself in after unaliving her husband. So we're going to see what's going on with that. So we're going to jump right in here. But like I say, like, subscribe, and share. Make sure you get it into the algorithm, because it's important for our videos to get out there and other people to share and see it. So like I said, we're going to hop right into this and see what they're talking about and see what went down here.
Atlanta mother is grieving as her son is on the run, accused of killing her husband. Good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us here for Fox 5 News at 5. I'm Tom Haynes.
I'm Courtney Bryant. Newton County deputies say 41-year-old David Gay was shot and killed by his stepson in the family home last evening. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor just talked with the wife of the victim, who is also the mother of the suspect. A lot to take in for this woman, Angelique.
Good afternoon to you both. This Newton County mother is an emotional wreck.
I
She
imagine she
clearly
is.
says
That
she
gotta be
loves
tough.
her husband who was killed just last night, but tonight her plea is to her son who is accused of murder and on the run. She says she wants him to turn himself in. Now, we just talked with her minutes ago. Take a listen.
Please turn yourself in. This is the ultimate breaking for me. And I cannot. I said I couldn't lose another child. And I lost my husband. And now I really can't lose another child.
Well, see, that's something to think about. She's saying she lost another son. So at some point, she lost one child already. To deal with losing not only her son in the process, because he's going to actually be put into the system, and the system is not fair. But he's definitely going to be a part of that system, and you lose your husband too. So I mean, that gotta be really tough on the person. I know she's, like I said, it must be tough to have to deal with this, to have to go home and back to the same house and see this and deal with this.
David loved you. He loved me. He loved Kennedy, and he loved his family. He loved like you guys were his own. So if you see this, or if anybody sees this who has any information or who can contact Jaden, please let him know that I love him.
Now, Newton County deputies confirm both Gay and Daniel lived in the same house together on Avery Drive in Covington. Deputies say Daniel opened fire on his stepfather last night, then fled the scene in his stepfather's Cadillac Escalade. Now, they found that Escalade at a nearby park, Denny Dobbs Park, but Daniel was nowhere to be found. Now, his mom says after losing one son last year, a spear, husband just last night to gun violence, David Gay. She says she does not want to lose another family member. Now, Mrs. Gay says she was not at home and she does not know what happened. We will have much more of her interview tonight at 6. Reporting live in Newton County, Angelique Proctor, Fox 5 News.
Wow, I can only imagine what this all must feel like
Yeah,
for this mother.
tough, yeah.
Angelique, thanks.
That has to be really tough. That's something to think about. I gotta really, like I say, that really hits home right there. Because if you're a stepfather and in that situation, I'm sure he loved the boys. I'm sure he tried to raise them like his own, or at least come into their life. And 9 out of 10, he would discipline or trying to regulate something with the young man that didn't sit well with the young man. And being that, like I said, I don't know. Like I said, we live in I want to call it crazy. I want to call it we live in a strange time where people, but the Bible speaks of this. And in the last days, the Bible does speak of these things. But at the same time, when you're a stepfather and you come into a woman's life and she do have kids, I'm not going to say it's a fear of the man, but it's something that will be in the back of the man's mind, because you're not longer, especially when the child gets around 16 or 17, you're not dealing with a little boy or girl that you can regulate, something with as a parent. You're dealing with a man, and that man is going to fight you like a man, and it becomes a fight like at it from that aspect of understanding that when a man comes into your life and you have older kids, it can be an issue, it could be a problem, because for the longest they've been the man of the house because you wasn't there. I mean, they didn't have a father in place, and if they do know their father, it becomes just an issue just as much, because you're dealing with you're not my father. So yeah, you have to deal with these things, and it is scary from that aspect that this young man is unalive because of a situation involving the lady's son, in which I think could have been, like I said, dealt with differently. I'm sure whatever the issue was, it wasn't that he needed to take that action, that's a permanent action, and you can't get it back. You can't reverse it. And like I said, I say this in many of the shows. My father used to say to me, you never make a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Whatever the issue was, you could have, maybe in the 3 or 4 hours later, you might look at it differently. I know the young man is wishing he hadn't done it right now at this situation. I know he wishing that, he didn't take that action in this situation. And like I said, because, you needed a man in your life, and maybe he was just the father or the stepdad was being a man in his life, and he needed that man in his life because he wouldn't have made this decision right here had a man been, a big focal part of his life and teaching him the ins and outs of life as you should. And he made a critical situation right here even worse because he put his mom in a bad spot. She's not only going to lose a son, she lost 2 sons, and she's not going to lose a husband as well. So. We got to think before we do anything, and that's the thing we want all people to do. Before you make any type of decision like this, think about it. Think about how it's going to impact your life. Think about what it's going to do with you. But like I said, it doesn't give a good representation for a man that's out here today that want to date, and you got a lady with older boys. So, because like I said, that's a fight. That's no longer a discipline thing. Like I said, that's our podcast. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you enjoyed the work we're putting out here. And definitely, we're doing our best to put out new videos every day, put out good stuff every day. So definitely, if you like, be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and leave a heart down in the description. This video and the entirety of the video will be down in the description. And like as always, stay positive, stay safe, and be blessed out there.